Welcome back to the What If here on the Filmaholic. Today we are taking Dazed and Confused, the 1993 film that was based in the 70s, and we're taking it and putting it in modern day that was made today. Who would make it? Who would star in it? I think, it was... I thought about it for a bit, but then I was like, it makes sense to just keep the film in the 70s, though.
Yeah.
Based. Because I was like, wow, you could make it, modern day. But I don't know. For what it is, I think keeping it 1976, but just making it with modern day people and a modern day director. Like you were telling me before we started, this was probably the hardest What If that I've done so far. Not because it's better than all the other films or anything like that we've done, but just because there's so many people, for one, and two, all of the people are young.
Yeah.
So
Everybody.
I had to go through, there was some that I was okay, I wanted here, but then others I had to go through long lists and different type of stuff, really think about it. And then, ages too, because what made it so hard was, you have the main group, and you can pick people older, and I did to play these actors or characters, but then I'm you have the younger people too. You have the handful of characters that are supposed to be 15, 14, and you can't have them super younger than the other ones, because then that's weird. So that was the most difficult thing, because then I had people that I had for the younger ones that I liked, but I'm they're too young to be no.
Yeah, I'm sure mine doesn't make sense at some point.
You're oh shit, I did that.
I was looking at it, I was well, there's a couple I have older. I'm well, I want these to be the people, but I was we're just gonna have to go with it.
And I also broke mine down here, how I'm going to present it, into different spaces between them, so that I can kind of in groups. But to kick things off, so I picked my director and also picked my writers, because I've been starting to do that a little bit. But so I knew when I was trying to decide who I wanted to direct it, I knew I wanted Seth Rogen involved. What's up?
Surprise.
I knew I wanted Seth Rogen involved with it, but I was I don't know if I want him to direct it, because he's only directed 2 films, and the last one he directed was 4 years ago, no, 6 years ago now. So I'm I don't think that's as realistic. So instead, I have Seth Rogen co-writing this film with Katie Silberman, which goes with my director, Olivia Wilde. Who recently did Booksmart, Coming of Age, mainly about 2 people, but it has a lot of characters in it, so I feel she could handle this and could do a good job with it. I mean, I liked Booksmart. It's good. Could have been better, but I like to see what she could do with this, especially put it in the 70s. And like I said, Katie Silberman was one of the writers on Booksmart as well, and she is, I think, working with Olivia Wilde on her next project. So bringing her in as the writer, but I wanted Seth Rogen involved as well for maybe a producer and co-writing the screenplay with Katie. And then we go to the cast. So I'm going to kick things off with the adult, because there are only 2 adults that I have in the film. And that's Pickford's dad and Coach Conrad. So for those, it was pretty easy, because I just wanted to look at the original film and take people from that and place in here. So like I said, it's pretty easy. For Coach Conrad, I ended up choosing Ben Affleck. He's in the original film. Wanted to see him, just bring him in for a little cameo in this. Put him in there. And then for Pickford's dad, obviously I picked Matthew McConaughey to play that role. Small, got 3 scenes. What's up? Did you say him?
I switched them.
Oh, okay. So yeah, that's my 2 casting choices for those. And then going to the main casting, so for what I would consider at least 2 of the main characters, which Pink and Jody, I chose Nick Robinson from Love, Simon. What's up?
Yeah.
Same. I chose Nick Robinson as Pink. And then for Jodie, I chose Haley Lou Richardson.
I have Haley Steinfeld. I thought you were going to say the same person.
No. So I got and she was in The Edge of 17 with Haley Steinfeld. Yeah. So I have those as Pink and Jodie. For Slater, I went with Cole Sprouse. Coming in there.
Yes.
He's my Slater. For Dawn, I went with Lucas Hedges. And then for Benny, I went with Mason Gooding, who was also in smaller role in Booksmart. So he's in that. And then for the next set of people is the three in the car, Cynthia, Mike, and Tony. For my casting for that, I went with Morgan Turner as Cynthia. Morgan Turner, redhead. Pretty sure she's in Once Upon a Time. She's the redhead at the end. Oh
yeah, I wouldn't have known her.
But I was looking and she was in something else, but I'm trying to think of real quick. What Jumanji? Maybe she's not in Once Upon a Time, but she looks like the same person. She's not in Once Upon a Time, but she is in Jumanji. As one of the girls. So yeah.
The main girl? Like outside the video game?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have her as Cynthia. For Mike, I went with Skylar Gizondo. He was also in Booksmart. And he was in Santa Clarita Diet. Think he's funny. I liked him in Booksmart too. So I got him as Mike. I can see him doing that, trying to pick that fight and then losing. And then for Tony, I went with Alex Wolff, another person from Jumanji. Which, at the end, Tony ends up having some sort of relationship with Sabrina, which kind of found to be weird in the film. But I cast, I'm not sure how to pronounce her name, Angourie Rice.
Yeah. Angerie. I don't know how to pronounce her name.
She's in the new Spider-Man films. I cast her as Sabrina. She's actually 19, so he's 22 in real life, so it's not that big. But yeah, I ended up casting her as that. For Mitch, I cast Jaden Martell from It. And actually, for the next three, all the three of those boys, I cast people from It. So I got Jaden Martell as Mitch, Jack Dylan Grazer as Carl, and Chosen Jacobs as Tommy. And then for the other little bit older cast, but they're kind of side characters. For Darla, I ended up casting Billy Lord. For Simone, I cast Molly Gordon, who is also in Booksmart. For Michelle, I cast Alexandra Shipp. And for Pickford, I went with Owen Teague, who he was also in It, but he was in Bloodline as well. And then my last two casting choices are obviously Wooderson and O'Bannon. So for O'Bannon, which was formerly played by Ben Affleck, I cast Nick Jonas. I've seen him in Jumanji and Scream Queens, so I think he could do really well as O'Bannon in this. And then for my final casting decision as Wooderson, I cast Zac Efron. He's the only person I could see doing this role. What you got?
How old is he, though?
He was born in like 87.
Man, that is too old.
It never says his age, I don't think.
Well, at the time, Matthew McConaughey was like 24.
Well,
so that's around the age that I went with. I think it was like a 30-something.
All right. Well, I mean, Nick Robinson's 25, so
arrested,
and he's playing Pink.
Yeah, in both of our movies.
Yeah,
but he doesn't look 25.
No.
You're a movie man. That's even creepier now. It's high school girls.
Yeah.
Man, all right. Well, for Pink, I got Nick Robinson, and Jody, I went with Haley Steinfeld. Who was your Slater? Did you say?
Cole Sprouse.
Yeah, it was forgettable. I got Timothy Chalamet in there. Definitely got the look. For Don and Benny.
Did you tell me your director?
Yeah, it's Bo Burnham. I was going to save that for last, but thank you.
Oh, okay.
Don and Benny, I've got two people from 13 Reasons Why. I've got Devin Druid playing Don and Justin Prentice playing Benny. For Cynthia, I went with Sophia Lillis from It.
Yeah.
Mike, Tony, and Darla. The Mike and Tony I've got from Stranger Things. I got Finn Wolfhard and Noah Schnapp. And then Darla, I've got Kiernan Shipka playing that role. For Simone and Michelle, I've got Millie Bobby Brown playing Simone and Elsie Fisher playing Michelle. Then Pickford from Stranger Things. Well, the next three are from Stranger Things. Pickford, Mitch, and Carl. I've got Joe Keery, then Jack Dylan Grazer, and then, well, Jack Dylan Grazer is Mitch, and he was from Shazam.
And It.
Yeah. And then Carl and Tommy are, I don't know how to pronounce this guy's last name, Gaten Tarzo. And then Tommy is Caleb McLaughlin, the other two kids from It. Sabrina, I have Daphne Keene. And then O'Bannon, I have Lucas Hedges playing that role. Pickford's dad, like I say, and Coach Conrad, I had those switched from you, or Ben Affleck and Matthew McConaughey. And then for Wooderson, I've got, I guess, Dacre Montgomery from Stranger Things.
What?
He's the, can't remember his character's name. He's the,
one that kind of looks like Tom Cruise?
In season 2, he's kind of the villain, the girl sister.
Yeah, I haven't finished season 2, but, I know who you're talking about, the mullet guy.
Okay. Yeah. He's got, I don't know, he's got the Trans Am or whatever.
Yeah. Nah, man. Zac Efron.
35 by the time.
You can see it.
That is not a role he wants to take.
He's gonna have the blonde in his hair too, like he had in Baywatch.
That's not a role he's gonna want to take to boost his career. I'm telling you, 35 years old.
I should have just cast James Franco in this.
Yeah. So that's a bold move. That's a bold move.
Yeah.
You definitely could, I guess. You bring in a certain type of audience for sure. But yeah, like I said, I got Bo Burnham directing. He'll probably write it. But yeah.
Yeah, be interesting. You have a lot of young people compared to your Pink and Jody, though.
Yeah, but they look younger. There were other people I wanted in it. Like Andrea Rice, I was looking at her for certain things, but didn't find anything that fit. Haley Lou Richardson, I thought about, but she didn't make the cut either. Ashton Sanders, I was looking at, but didn't find anything I wanted him to play in this. So.
All right. Well, do you know what we have next week? I said it was Back to the Future, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Next week we'll be back with an all-new episode, and we're talking about Back to the Future. So be excited to see who you cast for that. You know, he's got these hot takes.
That's right.
Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you guys next Monday.